Hey folks, this is the Tactical Tailgate, your source for tips and tricks to help any survivalist out in a stress situation. So what we're doing here is taking a few things that we learned for the battlefield and applying them to everyday situations that you might find yourself in. My name is Ro. I'm a former United States Army Ranger. This is my beautiful girlfriend, Amy Sue, and my good buddy Fuller, former 20th Group Special Forces. What we're going to do today is we're going to learn the proper procedure for assessing a casualty and applying a field dressing. Everyone excited?
Hell yeah!
Damn Skippy.
Damn straight. So let's do this shit.
Oh.
Alright, so we brought along a few medical supplies that we carry in a standard combat med pouch. These are supplies that would be a great asset to have in your vehicle, day bag, pack, you know, anything as a safety precaution. They're compact, they're sterile, and they can be self-applied in the event of a personal injury. Fuller, what do we have?
Alright, thanks Ro. This is what we got. Out of my med bag, I'm breaking out our standard Curlex dressing, Israeli dressing, and tourniquet. These are three things a med kit should not be without and can be the difference between life and death. A few are good to have, but one of each stashed away for a rainy day can literally save the day.
Wow, well that is poetry. So why don't you give us a run through?
Alright, Curlex is a gauze type wrap. You can use it in the event of an injury such as burns, cuts, both superficial and severe, blast, and gunshot wounds. Dressing can either be wrapped around an extremity or stuffed into the wound while applying pressure to control bleeding. Up next is the Israeli dressing, basically a combination of ace bandage and gauze. However, this dressing locks onto itself to keep from coming loose. After that, we have the tourniquet, which is for uncontrolled bleeding of a casualty's outer extremities. This is used for arms and legs, not the neck.
Well, great run through, man, thanks. These are tools that are being used in combat every day. From my own personal experience being combat wounded, I can tell you firsthand that they helped save my life, and I have the scar tissue to prove it. Now that we're all done with that, why don't we go see how Amy's doing? Okay, so we found our casualty, which Amy Sue has been kind enough to play for us today. How's it going over there, Amy? So Amy's good to go, and we're going to begin basic casualty assessment. Check for breathing. You go to the head of the person with the eyes on the chest cavity. You want to be gentle with the neck, but you want to hover your ear just above the mouth and look at the chest cavity. Watch for the rise and fall.
Now, if you don't see signs of breathing, now it's time for mouth to mouth. Shit.
That's only if you feel you've had the proper training. But we aren't going over that today, so maybe next time. However, we are following up on our casualty once we have established breathing. Once breathing is confirmed, your next task is to check the person's extremities for bleeding. You can bleed to death in a matter of minutes, so you want to move quickly. Head to toe, search as you go. You cup your hands around each arm and leg one at a time and feel for blood like so.
That's good. Now you want to check your hands with each limb. If you don't feel it, you'll see it. If darkness is falling, you can also smell blood. Blood has a metallic smell.
Okay, after checking over injured Amy, we found that she has a few minor flesh wounds, but she has a deep laceration on her leg. So we immediately apply pressure to the serious trauma.
Alright, this is when you want to reach for your med supplies. Get your Curlex. You're going to remove it from the sterile package, begin pulling it from the roll and stuffing it under the hand that you're applying pressure to the wound with. Now, if it's less severe, you can flush it out with water, then wrap the Curlex around and tuck it in on itself, and dress all the major injuries first. Alright, now if the bleeding persists, then you can tear open your Israeli dressing and apply the dressing to the wound. Keeping pressure, and then wrap it around tightly, but leave enough space for one finger to fit under it. Now wrap avoiding the plastic arch on it, and the last wrap through the arch and reverse your direction to secure the clip onto itself. Now if blood loss is still persisting, your tourniquet is your last option.
When applying a tourniquet, you want to go at least 3 inches above the wound. If the joint is just right above that, you want to go above the joint. So you'll pull it up over the wound. Tighten it down. And then as you twist, it grows tighter and tighter on the leg, cutting off the circulation to the limb. So once that's tight, go ahead and lock it down. That's your tourniquet. Alright, once you have that complete, you're going to want to go ahead and try to make your casualty comfortable. You're going to monitor them for shock and then seek immediate medical attention. This is meant to buy you time. Well, that's it for this episode of the Tactical Tailgate. Join us next week when we go over makeshift weapons and water purification. TAC out.